The Red Hot Rivets go for their 6th win in a row tonight. They take on the Kalamazoo Growlers, all coming up at 6:35 on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jack McGrath. Season. Swing and a miss. Kyle Seabach, number 11. Woods League. Hits that one hard. Out towards center field. Tolly going back on it. Look up. Mebane mash. Home run, Matthew Mebane. Bobo versus Rune. Rune's delivery. Strike 3! Noah Rune! A 3-inning save! And the Rivets defeat the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, the best team in the Northwoods League, by a score of 2-1. How about that pitching today? Back at Rivet Stadium, Wisconsin Rapids in their dangerous top of the order, held scoreless by Ross Thompson, sending it to the bottom of the first inning. Pitcher on the mound, though, is definitely a force to be reckoned with. All-star this year, Grant Manning, 1-0 on the season, 1.57 ERA. Players are just hitting 179 against him. He doesn't go particularly deep into outings. His past few outings have been just 3 innings apiece, but he's got some good stuff on the mound.
And he profiles similar to Ross Thompson apart from the distance. I mean, fastball's not going to blow you away at 88. That's his main pitch 46% of the time, but his off-speed arsenal, slider, changeup, curveball are all low 80s, high 70s, but they have a lot of late life on them.
Manning out of Chapman University takes outside Dustin Allen for ball 1. Allen, the leadoff man once again tonight. Out of the University of San Diego, has played 7 games in a Rivets uniform so far this season. Still looking to heat up after putting up some pretty stellar numbers at University of San Diego this year, where he hit 292. Manning, on the other hand, at Chapman, had a good season as well. Had a 7-1 record with a 3.12 ERA. He falls behind early, though. 3-0 to Helen, who's consistently had a good eye at the plate so far this season. 4-pitch walk. Dustin Allen's aboard. Let's take a look at the rest of the Rivets lineup. So Dustin Allen, of course, batting leadoff. Ty Krittenberger, the all-star, number 2. Nick DeMarco moves up to that 3 spot after hitting his first home run of the year just last night. It'll be Brantley, Bannon, Harding, Lynn Waddell, Logan Smith making his Rivets debut in the 9-spot designated hitter. You'll notice no Matthew Mebane tonight. Not in the lineup for only the 2nd time this season. Mentioned Krittenberger elected an all-star in the league, only all-star in the lineup today for the Rivets. Three home runs on the year for Ty. 24 RBIs. Has typically been in that leadoff spot, but when some of the reserves came in this season, he was bumped down a little bit to open up some more RBI opportunities for the somewhat power hitter. Does a little bit of everything at the plate. He takes that one for Manning's first strike of the day.
We talked about it a little bit in the pregame show, but Krittenberger can do it all. He knows situationally when he needs to drive guys in, when he needs to be a table setter, and helps him do a little bit of both with a guy with speed like Dustin Allen on the base paths.
Allen nearly picked off over at first base. Dustin Allen, in just 7 games, has already stolen 5 bases this season, has not been caught yet. See him extending his lead over there, throw back again.
Jack, typically when you see a runner leading off first base, they're trying to get the pitcher's timing down. Right now, it almost looks like Manning is trying to get Allen's timing down with when he's striding off. He caught him mid-stride on that last pickoff attempt. Allen's got to be careful. You see him getting less aggressive with the lead.
Krittenberger, typical leadoff man at Western Kentucky University, where he's played mostly center field. Rockford had a bit of an advantage today as Allen takes off. There's the throw, slides in safely. I was going to say, Rockford had a bit of an advantage because they have three guys in their lineup with a ton of speed, in Krittenberger, Allen, and Klein, all who play center field at their regular schools, but are playing all around the outfield today. Helps out fielding-wise, helps out range-wise, and it helps out on the base pass right here with Dustin Allen breaking for second.
There's going to be a lot of range in the outfield defensively. Good slide from Allen. Always back of the bag, and it was a good pitch to throw on for Harry Owen behind the dish, but when you deliver a little high, it makes it hard for the middle infielder to straddle all the way to the back of the bag.
Grimberger loses his bat on the swing.
But another thing I'll say, Jack, as well, Rockford will be happy that Levi Jensen's not doing the catching tonight. He threw out 4 rivets in Wisconsin Rapids to get another look there. Krittenberger losing the lumber. So Wisconsin Rapids knows how aggressive Rockford wants to be on the base paths, and they've gotten him figured out. I mean, that was a really good pitch to throw down on for Harry Owen. It's going to be an interesting game of cat and mouse when Rockford gets runners on base tonight.
As you mentioned, Harry Owen doing the catching behind the plate tonight. Krittenberger fouls it off. All-Star versus All-Star. Early in the game, runner on second. RBI opportunity for Krittenberger. Full count pitch. Outside, ball 4. We talked about Owen, we talked about Manning. Let's meet the rest of the defense for the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. One of the better defensive teams in the Northwoods League. Their top 3 in fielding percentage. Bouchard, Ross, Brewer, Igawa across the infield, Irv, Stroh, and Nankeel across the outfield. Good range and a whole lot of sure-handed gloves out there for the Rapids Rafters tonight. At the dish, Nick DeMarco. Homered yesterday, both runners go. Throws to the back runner, Krittenberger, and the man who's second in steals in the league slides in safely. That's his 24th of the year.
Well, you see what Owen's trying to do right there. He's trying to throw to the trailing runner. Allen got a really good jump. Would have been a tough play at third, but you try to get that first out at second because Krittenberger has to make sure Allen's going. Makes him a tad late going off that first base bag, but again, another high throw. Hard to bring it down with runners this fast. The margins for error are really slim.
Pitch was in there for a strike. DeMarco cracks that one out into left field. Irvs drifts under it, makes the grab. Will score Allen. Krittenberger into third, slides in safely. Rivets draw first blood, and they get it against the All-Star, Grant Manning.
Man, Nick DeMarco is pummeling baseballs right now. He continues to come to fruition, knocking the rust off from Notre Dame since arriving for the Fighting Irish. I mean, if the wind's not blowing in, this is a gapper. McKinley Irvs has a strong arm, but his momentum taking him away from the bag allows Krittenberger to just narrowly take third base. But that was a really hard hit ball from DeMarco.
Lefty Ben Brantley steps to the dish with Rockford scoring 1. How concerned are you at this point if you're in the Wisconsin Rapids dugout and your manager, Kirk Schreider, about Manning's shaky start so far? Walked 2, gave up tough contact to DeMarco.
You got an opportunity to settle in now, though. You got one out. You still have that runner at third. I mean, the cause for concern, obviously not too high right now. He's keeping the infield back. He's giving him a chance to settle into the start, and 2 perfect pitches to start off Brantley.
0-2 to Brantley. Bounces it foul. Brantley went 2 for 4 yesterday with 2 RBIs. He was in it hitless in his last 3 and 0 for 12 in his last 3 before last night, but broke the cold streak a little bit. Looking to continue his hot-hitting ways. It's been a big surprise and a big bat in this lineup for Rockford so far this year. Drives that one down the right field line, drifts foul.
Yeah, you can tell Ben Brantley reacted like he just missed that pitch. It was a hanger with 2 strikes. Another cause for concern there if you're Manning, but Brantley just got out in front of it. It's a short porch out there and right.
Still an RBI opportunity Krittenberger aboard at third. One run already come home. Brantley cracks that one out. It's a looper towards center field. It gets down. Krittenberger scores. Irves picks it up to hold Brantley at first. But Ben Brantley aboard with an RBI single.
You're right, a blooper and one that had a lot of tail on it. Jack, off the bat, it looked like it was going to be playable for the center fielder, Stroh, and it drifts almost the entire way towards the shortstop position, just behind Ross. Falls into no man's land, and you'll take that. Really good approach with 2 strikes from Brantley. Was out in front of the breaking ball, readjusted, got a pitch out or third, and was able to keep his bat pass straight to that baseball. Tracked it really well out of the hand to get that hit.
Wind blowing in might have helped Brantley out quite a bit there with it knocking down the fly ball in front of the left fielder, Irves. A lot of speed in that outfield for Wisconsin Rapids as well, but Irves unable to track that one down coming in on it. Brandon Bannon at the dish. We mentioned he played catcher yesterday. Rockford still hoping to get his bat in the lineup, so they'll throw him out at short. You called him before the game, Ben Zobrist, who also plays catcher. He does a little bit of everything on the field and play everywhere.
He does, and he's been a sneaky good offensive player for this Rivets team, really flown under the radar. The way he takes walks, the way he takes pitches consistently in this Rivets lineup. He hits a lot of line drives when he puts the ball in play, but also just his plate discipline. You know, you talk about guys like Brody Harding, who's waiting on deck right now, but Bannon tends to fly under the radar. Really good pitch recognition in the box.
Check swing from Bannon. Bounce to the third baseman. Brashard tries to turn the double play. Throw from Brewer is late. Bannon aboard at first on the fielder's choice. Bannon drew 3 walks yesterday. His patience at the plate has been phenomenal so far this season. He's drawn 11 walks on the year already in just 18 games. Had a really big year at University of Illinois Springfield this year. Here's a guy who went to a different University of Illinois. That's the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. Fighting Illini member Brody Harding stepping to the dish. Went 2 for 3 yesterday with a couple of stolen bases. Got the batting average back over 300. Bannon does have speed aboard first base. We mentioned he's a utility player, so doesn't profile as your typical catcher on the base paths. Delivery up high after a pair of walks to open up the inning. Rockford has tacked on 2 in the bottom of the first. Runner still aboard in Bannon.
It's tough because Manning's been upstairs with a lot of his deliveries in this half inning, but he's been going to a lot of off speed. I wonder if you put Bannon in motion here, knowing he might have a good head start.
That one's a fastball. Chop back to the pitcher. Flip from Manning over to the first baseman, Igawa. And that retires Harding. But the Rivets tack on 2. We'll send it to the top of the second inning. You're watching the Northwoods League Baseball Network.